Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome to the second official episode of The Lock. First and foremost, we'd like to announce that we are now available to download on Anchor.fm and currently pending approval from all major podcast streaming platforms, all of which will be accessible from our page on Anchor.fm/The Lock. The link is down below. I do advise that if you are watching on YouTube, maybe go ahead and give it a check out, maybe download it and whatnot, because it really does help us out. Secondly, I'd like to shout out our Discord. If you'd like to join our community, that link would be down below. Third of all, I'd like to introduce our guest. She is a longtime friend of mine and a streamer who mainly focuses on League of Legends, Radpuppy, who is here to offer a unique perspective on representation in gaming.
There are dogs that are trained to like bark when there's cancer, so I mean, if I come around.
Whoa.
No,
is that true?
I think so.
Can they smell it, or what? How do
they train them to do that?
I have no idea. They just.
Why do we even have doctors?
Dogs are taking our jobs. Rats do it.
I'm sick of it. Dogs have been taking too many jobs over the years.
Yeah,
I was okay because I didn't really want to walk blind people around. Wasn't really my issue. I wasn't pursuing that profession or anything.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Dude, they dropped us. Like medical licensed dogs. I'm taking issue with.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When I started seeing them posters of dogs playing poker, it did definitely inspire me. I was like, damn, they not only look better, but they play better than I do. Like,
and not only were they playing poker, some of them were cheating, dude. They were holding cards under the table with their
their leg paws. They have their leg paws.
Okay, would you call the front legs of a dog their hands?
I thought they were hind paws and front paws.
Yeah, I think that's what that is.
I'm gonna go with
stern
hands.
And the bow.
Yeah, the star at the starboard end of the dog. I don't know.
We know what you're talking about, though. It's fine. This is you're talking amongst friends. It's okay. It's the same thing.
Jamie, you want to just fact check that? What end of the ship is this?
It's a trick question. If Davon talks, we start over. So Alex, as a girl, I hope.
Dude, why are you so hesitant to say girl?
Because last time I said girl, she said, "How do you know I identify as that, bro?"
It's not the G word, dude. It's just say it. Just
as a non-male.
I could identify as a male if I wanted to, though.
Oh my gosh, it's one of those.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah,
that's pretty progressive. Honestly, I don't know what the word for that is, but I didn't know. Like, it's fluid. It's gender fluid. I learned a thing. I taught myself that.
I'm proud of you.
I'm gonna change the title of this podcast. It's not gonna be Gamer Girl. It's gonna be whatever Alex identifies at the end. So do you feel? I think this is a really general question, and I just want your opinion on it. But do you feel you yourself as a girl and as a gamer, what do you feel or do you feel that there's a set of limitations, right? Or do you feel like people either hold you up to a certain standard or have this certain idea of what they expect from you? And honestly, you can just answer that as generally as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, basically, as a girl gamer, which I identify as a girl gamer. And I've been that way my whole life. Actually, when I was growing up,
for your whole life,
born right out the womb with
what a Game Boy,
the Game Boy, before it was even out,
and some Thickabell pictures.
Yeah, I predicted Thickabell's coming. To be honest.
Oh, innuendo.
I'm the prophet. But yeah, I actually was playing video games since I was really little, maybe around like 3 years old, and I've always played it throughout my life. And actually, like when I was a kid, me playing video games was never really a problem. My family never said anything explicitly like, "You're a girl, you shouldn't be playing games," or like, "You shouldn't be playing games in general." But then, as I got older and started going to school, then that's where like some of the stereotypes were introduced to me. That girls don't really play video games.
It's like Barbies or whatever.
Yeah, and things like that. And still, it didn't really like bother me. Like, I don't think it gave me like any negative like impact really. And then actually I think things started to change when I started using like social media. and like Twitter, and when I started making videos and getting involved in other communities, that's when I think the stereotypes were like actually like troublesome to a point that they were actually affecting me.
What was the first community you ended up joining, if I may ask?
Well, I tried to join the League community first, and that was through Tumblr. And this was when I was like 17 years old using Tumblr, and I actually have like all these old posts of me like posting like, "Hey, anyone want to play? Hashtag League of Legends. Hashtag I'm so lonely. Hashtag please someone play with me." And it has like 0 notes.
I don't post to our sad cringe.
Yeah, I don't know the term for it, but she retweeted herself or whatever it was, and left a like as well. Just
reblog, okay. And you know, it would be like kind of small then, but I would get messages sometimes, like whenever I would play a champion that's not like supporting or like Healy, you know how there's a stereotype that girls always play like the supporting champions. Yeah. So when I would post about that I don't play that, like I'd get a lot of messages like, "Oh, there's no way you actually play that champion, blah, blah, blah. You're a girl. You should play, like the healing and the shield supports and stuff like that." But it wasn't that bad then. But then I joined the Pokemon community. That was around...
Oh, man. We got some...
Yeah, that was like 2014.
Pretty sure it's 99% dicks, actually.
Yeah, seriously. That was like 2014 I think, around then.
We should warn you about the demographic of this channel.
Oh,
it's 96% men.
I feel like that's a lot of channels, because back when I used to do YouTube a lot, I would check my demographics, and it'd still be like 90% men.
No girls on the internet.
That is true. Girl stands for guy in real life.
In real life, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the stereotypes of girl gamers come from the fact that like there's certain girls who like they like single themselves out as being, "Oh, I'm a girl gamer." You don't have to to be that. You can just be a gamer. I mean,
yeah. No, I actually agree with that. And I do actually agree with the fact that there are a lot of girls out there that kind of like, embrace it in a way and are even like obnoxious about it a lot of times. Something that I actually just remembered was actually before when I tried to join Tumblr and talk to League people, I actually played World of Warcraft. I played World of Warcraft from like 5th or 4th grade till like the beginning of high school.
We're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum, because I played Dota and RuneScape. And
really?
You play like the equivalents of the. I mean, I consider them less than. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to have that debate. I just feel like okay, I'll give you World of Warcraft. It's pretty obvious that one reigns superior over the other in terms of World of Warcraft.
I knew a lot of people that liked RuneScape, and I feel like people have been coming back to it even lately.
Oh yeah, old school RuneScape. Fuck, a shout out to old school RuneScape, dude.
Bro.
Dude, hit me up. I'd rather get donate. Like, if we can get a sponsor to pay me in some RuneScape loan.
With my RuneScape GP, bro. I always told you, Keith. Like, I could never get into RuneScape because I couldn't beat the tutorial as a kid, man. I got into a cave and I couldn't leave, or some house or something, and it was over. That wasn't my type.
Segue here, but I used to pretend to be a girl gamer on begging for free stuff. It worked pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny, because when I was playing World of Warcraft, I actually never had any girl characters, and so people didn't really know I was a girl. And I kind of feel like that also added to why I didn't really grow up very obnoxious about
it's a role playing game, you know.
That's true.
It's role playing.
But the people who did end up finding out I was a girl would actually send me like tons of gold all the time. Like I don't even ask for it.
Yeah, I just wanted a little head start, you know. Dragon chain. They were worth like 13 mil back then. I wasn't gonna say no to that. I was that guy's girlfriend.
Donations equal rewards. You want me to take you out? I'll do it.
I went to the little gender changing place on RuneScape. There's like a wizard that just changes your gender. I came back
That's what we need these days.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually,
there'll be a market for it pretty soon. I think wizards that.
yeah, I mean, have you seen J.K. Rowling? She's just like going crazy.
Oh my god!
Just randomly.
She is having like wet dreams and coming back on Twitter and just saying, "Oh my god, yes, I want to talk about these wizards fucking right here."
You know what I think? Okay, wow. First of all,
Yeah, that's what the
Joey
sorting
Cocaine
hat
just said the F word.
I'm sorry.
Whoa. Whoa, yeah, you did.
All right, moment of silence.
Shut up.
For Joey's innocence.
Jesus Christ. You really threw me off, dude. I was gonna say something.
I'm just a virgin man, boys.
Okay, I think the story behind J.K. Rowling and her new tendencies to retcon her book
Mm-hmm.
and for progressive bullshit is, I think someone like years ago called her out for not being progressive enough in the book because she only had like 2 black characters.
Yeah.
I think she took that so much to heart that she's like she's made every effort to just like state new information about the book. And
she doesn't want to offend anybody. I could see something like that happening.
I mean, I don't think it's even that she doesn't want to offend, because no one was already I think the window of being offended by Harry Potter has long since passed. But I think that she wants the reputation now of being progressive just to make up for that. It's really weird.
Yeah, actually, like on that point, to circle it back to what we were originally talking about, this is actually something I've thought about too, is that when it comes to like sexism and, for instance, like the lack of representation of women in gaming and in general, like, do you ever think that if it's like, does it ever get so obnoxious? Like, can there ever be like too much of it? Like, are people ever overdoing it? Kind of like how is J.K. Rowling kind of overdoing it?
So
You know what I mean?
so what you're saying is like recently there was this to just add on to it. Recently there was a Simpsons episode, and it showed like Simpsons episode,
and we're referencing the Simpsons in 2019, dude. That's still on.
No,
there was a new Simpsons episode.
Yeah, what? Of course. Anyway, there was a Simpsons episode, and they had this picture on Twitter that I saw the other day of it was basically esports. They were showing esports. And it was like 3 guys and Bart, and then there was a girl there too. And then someone replied, "Look, the Simpsons is just like," it's like some esports team tweeted about it, and someone replied, "No, because there's a girl here."
Oh yeah. I saw that.
So I guess it's easier for us to say though, Alex, like as a male, yes, they're overdoing it, but we obviously don't know where you're coming from,
right?
Because we have representation in everything, right? Like that's just how it is. So, do you personally feel they're overdoing it as a female?
Well, with the Simpsons, to be specific, I think just having the one girl there isn't at all.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty telling.
Yeah, no,
but I actually haven't seen the episode either.
I think I was more so referring to the guy's comment in the tweet, the reply. No, this is different because this is a girl. Because I don't know if it was like, obviously, like, it's a joke of sorts, but it's kind of hard to tell on the internet too, like what's a joke and what's not when it's not like talked about in call or anything like that. Like, right, like anything can be written and you don't know if it's sarcasm, if it's real or anything.
Yeah, and that's true because you also don't really know the context of his comment or that person's comment too. Like they're saying, oh, this isn't real because there's a girl in it. Like, does that mean, are they making fun of the fact that girls can't be competitive gamers, or are they bringing it up as a
like bring it into the light and like
I don't know. It seems like it could just be like a statement about the esports community not really having that could be on the esports community, but it could also be I think on like just a portrayal. I'm not sure how to word it, but like I know there was a Dota team that was just all girl team, and like that would be fine, I think.
Right.
But it's not like they were an exceptionally good team, and it just seemed kind of like being a girl was a gimmick, if you know what I mean. But like if it was just a girl that like became a professional like esports player by merit of skill and just being better than other people, that'd be fine. I think that girl would be accepted into the community, and like no one would really raise a big fit about it.
Yeah, as long as
Just the fact that they're like trying to shoehorn girls in just to look progressive seems, I don't know, it's real pandery and kind of like it kind of defeats whatever point they were trying to make. It's like it kind of, you don't want to make a spectacle out of the fact that you're allowing girls in. Just let them fucking get in on their own.
Yeah, and let the results speak for themselves. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're good, great. That's awesome. That's the type of thing. Jamie actually told us that going back to the J.K. Rowling, going back to the J.K. Rowling thing, she stated. I'm so bad calling the bunching. She stated that she's doing that to please people, but she also stated that she never said the skin colors of the characters. People just assumed they were white. So it's interesting to think about that. But she is doing it to please people.
Oh, she definitely did state whenever she mentioned the skin color thing, someone found a passage where she did blatantly spell out how she looked aesthetically and use like white skin or pale skin or something as a description.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm pale, but I'm Hispanic, so.
I just think write a book about Hagrid and whatever the fuck. Just have him fucking in a book and I'll accept it. But I don't want to read a book and then 10 years later she's somewhere. Like, oh yeah, this was happening in the background. It doesn't really change the plot for me and doesn't really enrich the experience.
Bro, if you're gonna write 50 Shades of Grey, write 50 Shades of Grey. Don't.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, dude, if you want to include a scene of fucking of Hagrid getting railed in the fucking back,
as Harry opened the fuck he lived in. As Harry opened the wrong door,
sure,
that's Hermione.
Whoa.
It's a little bit of a risky move, I guess, to include it, but I'll applaud it time and time again. That's it. I'm all for you taking risks in Hollywood.
Go ahead.
Wait, okay, anyway, again, to bring us back really quick, there are actually two like big stories in esports that happened. I don't know if they were this year, but they're definitely pretty recent. So one was in the pro Overwatch scene, there was a girl pro player where she was allegedly a female, but then it turns out later on that it wasn't actually a girl, but she was actually like in their I think she was in like their academy league, but she was still like, seen as a pro player, and people were really like celebrating her as like, a woman that's finally in the pro scene. But then, she even like got signed and everything. But then it turned out it was a guy.
Was that like a personal thing for him, or was that like some sort of
I think
was that some weird conspiracy about them trying to inject female personalities into the scene, and then they got exposed?
Yeah, did he identify as a girl, and that's why?
No, I didn't identify.
Wait, he was actually a guy, and they just said he was a girl. And
I think the story is that they wanted to like prove what would happen if a girl became a pro, and her name the name that they wanted was Ellie. Okay. And they at first said that Ellie dropped out because of too much harassment. But then it was later on revealed that Ellie was actually a guy.
That kind of seems scummy.
It is. I think it's scummy, and I think it's like 10 steps backwards.
I mean, you're trying to force a narrative at that point. Like, what's his name? The guy that pretended he got beat up by Trump supporters. He basically made some sort of statement talking about how he was attacked at like 3 a.m. in some city or something. By a couple of Trump supporters. He was like. He said, I don't remember. He said they tied a noose around his neck or something. Mm-hmm. And he said, like, this is MAGA country or something. And, like, I don't know if he was, like, trying to get attention for himself personally or, like make a narrative to try to make a statement about but it completely backfires whenever they find out, like...
It's a lie.
That you just bullshitted. Like, how do you even justify that?
I kind of feel like to put those two stories kind of together, if anything, especially with social media, it kind of seems like people really identify with oppression and whatever they're being oppressed by. It's like almost become part of, you know, what they really stand for. And so I think that's how we end up having things that might be like overly obnoxious, where someone is lying about something that happened because for instance, it's almost like spreading the hate or perpetuating the hate or perpetuating the oppression is like the only way they know how to make something of themselves.
I feel like it's the oppression Olympics.
Yeah, I feel like it's like it's definitely like a way of acceptance, right? Like they say, oh, if I'm with this, this popular thing that you said, identifying with oppression. If they see that something has happened to me, I'll be more accepted under the public eye as well. Like I think a big thing was, I don't know the reasoning behind it, but obviously for that time, the dude did get more popular than he already was, right? At that time, people were talking about it. It was like, oh man, I feel for this guy. This is happening. This is crazy.
I think from the jump, though, some people had to be a little bit skeptical. I know if I hadn't heard about it until it was already exposed to be a lie, but it's like, it's a fishy anyway. The fact that, okay, there's two guys. Okay, it's not too unbelievable. There's two racists hanging out in the city. Okay, they probably attract each other, but who's hanging out at 3 a.m. with a fucking noose on hand? Like, who's just that's not. I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know that many racists. Okay, I mean, but who's carrying the noose around with them? That's not.
It's straight up facts, bro. Like the guy's turning the corner and he sees these guys like snapping their hand, just waiting for them to walk by, just holding it. It makes no sense.
This is MAGA County. I'm sorry.
If I may interject, the story you're talking about specifically is he stated that he was attacked by two white Trump supporters because he was gay, and it was a satire on and it turns out the whole thing was a satire basically on Trump's America being very anti-LGBTQ, but it turns out that he had falsified the entire thing and that the attackers were black. He tried to say that I did this as like a satire to show like this is how things would be in Trump's America.
What was his name? If you
Jussie, was it
Jussie Smollett, JussieSmollett. He's the actor from Empire.
Thank you.
That was Jamie, by the way, everybody.
Yep, shout out to Jamie.
Davon
Thank you.
He actually wants a shout out here. I'll give it to him. His name isn't really Jamie, guys. Sorry if I broke immersion, but he will be Jamie from here on out.
Well, actually, like now that I think about it, I think the whole identifying with oppression thing, I think that's actually why our representation is so important, because when you aren't represented as a minor, then what you are going to identify with, that's so prominent in any kind of media, is the oppression and the hate around your race or gender or whatever it is that you identify as.
Yeah, it is kind of divisive. There's a show, I think it's on Hulu. I mean, okay, I'm sorry, don't judge me for watching Hulu. First of all, sometimes there's I wasn't even thinking about it. The same Netflix stuff. Okay, relax. But it's on Hulu and it's called Hate Thy Neighbor. There's I think he's with Vice. I don't want to misspeak, but it's a white guy. I think his name's Jamali, so maybe not. He's half white. He's mixed for sure. But he goes around the world and just like he interacts with like a bunch of hate groups, and basically everyone kind of doesn't like him because they're like racial purists, obviously. But how they try to justify it kind of like goes into what you were saying. It's almost like they don't actually hate the people that they're against. It's just like there's a sense of community to it. It looks like it's like because they're not outwardly. They don't seem to disrespect the guy to his face. It's just they bond over some certain ideals that are obviously they're definitely racists. Okay, but I think the reason for their racism doesn't exactly come from a place of hate, if that even makes sense.
So to dumb that down just a little for myself,
For yourself.
what you're saying what you're saying is that if I use it in the term friendship, right? I don't want to lose this friendship because this is what we have in common.
Right. There's a sense of camaraderie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, and I think people are always kind of yearning for that. Like there was like a sense of belonging.
That's so weird. It's weird to like, because I'm trying to take it in. Like I'm not trying to like pause or anything. I'm trying to take it in. It's like it's really like weird to think about, but it makes sense too, especially like based on where you were born, where you were raised as well, how you were brought up to like when I went to school, right? My best friend Charlie, he was black, and but I didn't see him as black, right? Like he was just my best friend Charlie. And then you'll have. Is it progressive though? Because I know there's some people that say you need to see me and you don't need to see me, but I don't know type of thing. But anyway, but I know that for certain people it might be different, right? Like at home, you might see this type of thing where it says, "Hey, that Hispanic kid," that they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't see these words, obviously, but I'm not going to say the words they would say either. That kid is bad. No, I'm not. What? No, I'm not going to say it. That kid is like, that's not someone who you would want to be. And then you'd find like people that were like you. And I guess, yeah, you'd bond over that. That's such an interesting, and I think it's sad too, but obviously I think racism is incredibly sad and stupid. But from that point, it makes sense, right? At that point, I'm not saying I identify with racist at all. Because
you force them into into a hiding, and like there's only so many places you can hide, so they kind of like fall into meeting each other, and they I mean, it becomes almost an echo chamber of just ignorant statements at that point. Once you like somebody had a bad experience with like a certain race or something, all they have to do is just express it outwardly in the new little community you created by just sending them all to the same like nooks and crannies of society.
Right. Yeah, and I think inherently, just go back to the idea of that. I think people inherently like want to feel a sense of belonging, and to go to add on to your story, Joey, and how you were saying that, like, when you and your friend, I guess, did you say that you guys like kind of stopped talking, and then you gravitated towards people that like looked like you?
Whoa!
Wait, was that what you said? Or did I?
Wait, no. All I said was my boy Charlie. I didn't see him as black.
Oh no!
Just my friend Charlie.
No, I'm not saying that you were. But I'm saying like the idea was kind of brought up to you by other people. Right?
Yeah. Definitely. Thankfully, this only happened like when I was younger, and I ended up going to like a more mixed school type of thing as well. So that obviously changed my perspective. And my parents are not racist. Like, if anything, when they got married, there was issues. Like, that's the type of thing. But like, definitely. I do think that had I stayed in a specific place, it would have affected my upbringing for sure. In terms of that, just because it's what I'm taught, what's around me, and whatnot. But to me, Charlie was Charlie. That was it.
Right. Yeah, and again, that's exactly why representation matters, because when you're brought up and there isn't like you're not exposed to full representation of all kinds of people and all kinds of genders and races, then you start to it just already like builds up in you. And I think the thing is that we kind of already brought up on a very like that's why we're minorities, because we were brought up like not really seeing too much of ourselves, and especially in the gaming community, to go back to gaming. In the gaming community, you don't see many girls. And I personally, like, I did my mic
You're good. Don't worry. Craig will catch you anyway. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, cool. But no, I do personally like gravitate towards other women, because since I identify as a woman, like in this community of dominantly males, like it's really comforting to see like another girl that wants to play with me, or and things like that. But also another story that I wanted to bring up was that this happened pretty recently, like this year. the League of Legends Russian pro league actually came out with a team that was all girls. And I don't think they advertised it as their gimmick that they were all girls, but it ended up kind of like being that way, because I don't think the organization itself like seemed to have taken the team very seriously. So one of their first matches, the enemy team actually banned out all supports.
That's crazy.
That is actually
That's so
crazy.
It's like you could see it as BM, but then also if you look up the girls, a lot of they do main those champions.
Yeah, I mean, if it's who they use, it's the smart thing to do.
fair
But,
enough.
Yeah, but then again, you could see it both ways. At the end, Riot ended up making an official ruling to give that team that banned out the supports. They gave them like a penalty or a fine.
Why?
For it?
Interesting.
So
I think
they saw it as BM?
Yeah.
But that's weird, because it becomes the strategic imperative if that's their main. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, stories like that. It's hard to say if that helps.
Yeah, no,
Helps
it hurts the cause. I think that it's after.
Yeah. It definitely does. And then you feel like these girls then, like if me as a viewer, if I played League of Legends and I loved it, I would say, wow, so these girls have this advantage now.
Yeah, you can't ban their main heroes.
Can't ban their characters, bro. You might as well just give them your crystal or whatever it's called. I'm a diamond force.
Give them your crystal. As we all well know. If you're well versed in League, you know the ultimate goal of the game is to end up
get
stealing their crystal.
Kind of.
You steal
and
their
to
crystal.
get banned because I've seen a lot of my friends do that.
Yeah.
I've played 30 minutes of League with Alex, actually. I'm a diamond force, so don't worry about it.
I played a couple games of League, and it feels so different from Dota that I couldn't grasp it. That's a different story.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but I did want to say that okay, where was I going? Representation is important. I do think that's a given. But something I disagree with on like on a pretty high level. I disagree with the shoehorning of women into media. Like when it's obvious pandering, I don't feel like it comes from even a place of genuine support of like the female community. It's just like trying to cash in on like current trends, or just like you're trying to dip your hand into the feminist pocket at that point. Whenever you're making like I don't know, like for just example, is this a female only Ghostbusters? Like what a half-assed way to do it. You're not even giving them an original series. Like, let's just make an old movie again, but we put girls in it.
I absolutely agree with that too. There's actually another story. I think this happened at sometime last year. There's something called Bully Hunters, and it was this like it was a stream. I think it was put together by.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forgot like who was running it. I think it was like between SteelSeries and Vertigear. They were like the big sponsors of it. But it was supposed to be like the Bully Hunters are like almost like gaming vigilantes. And
that sounds so cringy when you say it.
And so if someone was like getting so they use CSGO, and so they had people come into a gaming cafe in Chicago actually that I actually was going to be a part of, but I ended up not going because I was too lazy. And it's kind of funny that happened, because if I did end up going, then my name would have been posted on that.
You would have been bullied.
Yeah, and so they had people come in, and I think they had especially girls come in and play CS:GO, and then whenever they were getting bullied, then a designated bully hunter would come and like not rescue, but like stand up for them. I think
a white knight, a professional white knight.
It's literally a professional white knight. That's you know what's funny?
Don't worry, my lady.
I don't know if you guys saw Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I did.
Okay, great. So great. So anyway, good. There's someone here of culture. There's someone here of culture.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I was
No,
such a big
exactly.
fan of the first one.
My previous statement stands. Okay, so basically in Wreck-It Ralph 2, I mean this is the part that was in the commercials, which Cheese still wouldn't know of. But basically, at one point they were trying to figure out that if the girl was a princess, and they said, "Does everybody think that a man has to do everything for you?" type of thing, and that what you talked about, just like really drives that point. Like I would feel so insulted, even if it's an event that I knew what it was and what I was going to. If I was a woman, or even if like now, right? Let's say I'm playing Pokemon with somebody, and then my quote unquote older brother steps in and is like, "Don't worry, Joey, I'll take over. You suck. Let me go beat up this guy for you. I'm your hero." Like that stuff is. I think that's just such trash. I think there's one thing to defend somebody and to help somebody out, but it's another thing to basically say, "Hey, you can't do this, but that's why we're here to help you do that." That literally is white knighting IRL. Actually.
Yeah. And it actually gets worse. It turned out that it was like pretty much staged, where they had someone playing CS:GO, and then they had someone who also was the bully, turned out to be the same account. Like they literally, because you know how you can change names on Steam,
yeah,
and then it tells you. So it's like the bully changed their name to Bully Hunter.
Jesus.
So, and then on top of that, it turned out they were pushing products.
It was
So
SteelSeries, Cyber Powered PC, the National Organization for Women, Vertigear, and the Diverse Gaming Coalition.
It was all.
Yeah.
It was a coalition. Ooh.
So this was basically all. It was basically all set
bad.
up just to push their product. That was the idea.
Yeah.
That was the goal behind it. So, did the women know they were? Did they know they were losing, or were they also paid to lose, or were the bullies just pretending?
I'm not entirely sure, but I imagine people that they got in, because when actually I was part of it, they did interview me to not like to see if I was right for the position, but they asked me about my experiences as a woman, and I think that they were supposed to like add that to part of the experience.
Jesus.
But I know they definitely wanted to target like women in gaming and the harassment that they go through.
Like, so I understand the like what they were trying to do, right? But the way they did it that's not how you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when it blows up in your face, you set people back.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that sets women and gamers back, like girls back the entire way.
Exactly.
Like, oh yeah, we need these guys to white knight.
You have to be pretty transparent and open about it whenever you like whatever you're doing. Like, it's a cause most people could get behind until you see shit like that happening.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, I mean, I know I had like 3 like pretty bad stories, and I think like trying to get women involved in gaming has infamously just made things worse almost every time.
We talking Gamergate here?
There's so many big things that kind of just blew up in everyone's faces. But to make things positive, there's actually something that I'm proud of. If you don't mind me giving like a little bit of a shout out to something.
You have the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a nonprofit organization I'm part of, and it's called the Thousand Dreams Fund. They started, Christy Garten, she's the founder. They started as just wanting to fund girls getting to college, and funding their dreams. And when they found out about how women are very misrepresented in gaming, they started a whole gaming thing, and they started like the Broadcast Her program, where they give grants to any women aspiring to be in gaming or in streaming. And they honestly have been like really active with keeping up with getting to know the community, getting to know about gaming. I actually was literally just at an event in Vegas, because they brought me out to meet people at the esports arena and get inspired and be mentored, and it's just really awesome. So if any girls out there, I know you said your demographic is like 90%.
Hey, but you got to remember, 96% male out of 180,000 is still
that's
like
still
6,000 plus like female. So
yeah, there's still some people out there, like if you were like me and you struggled with not really feeling like you belonged and not really feeling like anyone really cared, that a big part of you, which is being a girl and being a gamer, just doesn't really mix that well, and you get getting harassed or flamed or whatever. There are communities out there, and this is like the first one that I found in my like years of being a part of this, like as a gamer, that actually like really does care about the cause, like in a good way.
No, it's good. It's great to find, like a genuine type thing like that. That's awesome. We'll definitely link that down below as well for other people that may want to end up see it. I've had a question, but I kind of feel like after you said something so nice, it's not.
Oh yeah, no, please. Yeah, sorry.
I really wanted to know your thoughts on titty streamers.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I was first starting out, I feel like everyone kind of has that thought where they like see it and they're just like, yeah, they have to use this as their like gimmick.
Yeah, their niche, their way of getting people to watch or
yeah. And honestly, when I was like way less mature, like I would kind of bash on it. And as I would grow older and just thought about it more, it does like make sense. That's actually kind of sad to think about. It's kind of sad to think about that this is what most women resort to because that's all we're really set up with. Like that's the problem, is that without representation, it's just women aren't really set up to do for success, except for sexually. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. Personally, like I wouldn't want to do it, but I mean, and I know I'm going to say that, and then people are going to like pull up my Instagram or something, and like be like, "Oh yeah, then what's this?" I think women should all. It's also a really interesting contrast because women are also not really allowed to express themselves, like sexually or the way they look, like
how
like
dare
very
you
well.
like your body and show off this? You're a slut type thing. But like, what if I just like how I look in this?
Yeah,
and I want to show it off.
If I didn't have dad bod, it'd be fucking shirtless pics every day, bro.
I think a lot of people are into dad bod.
I mean, yeah, it's making a comeback. I've been part of the movement, I think.
That's good. I support you. I support you in your body positivity.
Thank you.
I mean, like Jamie actually also said, but I personally, like, I feel like if I was a woman in that situation, I too would use, whatever advantage. I'm using quotations. I'm like when I'm saying that, but
yeah, it sounded like that's impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried. I would use that advantage to, like, I feel like it's a marketing technique as well, right?
Yeah.
Like if I had like this smooth voice and like this ASMR type thing where I was like talking like that to people, and that would get them to use it, I would do that, right?
If I could show a little bit of my shaft and get some if I could make any kind of gains out of that, I'm showing it for free. And
I'm literally, bro. I was standing up pointing to myself, but I was saying that too. I was like, if I could show myself off, that's it, type of thing. Because I do feel like some have give it obviously like a negative type of like thing, just because of I don't know personally. It's like I think it's everybody. I hate the way like I'll see someone go into an actual stream and be like, "Oh man, you show off too much," and I'm like, and I happen to be there. This girl's wearing a tank top. What's wrong? Yeah. I wear a tank top when I'm streaming. What's the difference? Type of thing.
And like, if I can interject,
go for it.
The way I see it is, it's only really an issue on Twitch, because I've been in plenty of like YouTube gaming live streams, like where that's not a huge thing. And even more so, I don't know if any of you three have heard of it, but there's an entire thing called Plex Storm, which is a pretty much an X-rated Twitch where you can stream and play. You can stream and play games, but like you can get tips, and those tips can encourage you to like take off your clothes or do sexual things or end up eventually having sex and stuff like that. It's an entire thing.
Are we gonna get demonetized for this?
No, it's all right.
It's only an issue where it's like you're a girl gamer and you're being over sexualized when it's Twitch. Because even on like Mixer, I've observed that there aren't that many issues with it as well.
Dude, okay, I actually have like a interesting story, but it might be like slightly inappropriate. But I mean, we kind of just talked about.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I made 4 pedophile jokes last episode.
Yeah, there was a lot of. We don't do this for we do it for the sponsors.
I do it for the
Yeah.
passion.
No, there was one time I was playing League and in my lobby, I think someone was just making a joke and they literally linked it was like one of the cam sites. I forgot which one. It might have been.
Okay,
It
sure.
might have been one of those. And
I
so
don't use any of those.
I
I wouldn't
clicked
really-
it out of curiosity and for safekeeping, obviously. And I was just like hanging out there, just kind of just like see, because it's literally set up, like Twitch. Like there's a video player, and then there's a the live broadcast on the video player, then there's a chat room and everything. And so it's just this girl, and she's just enjoying herself.
Oh,
and
how much is she enjoying?
but
Is she playing?
Oh, she's just playing with her kitty and everything. That's not a big deal.
yeah, and like there's just people in the chat like encouraging her to do other things. But I just noticed they were like really respectful.
Jamie,
Like, and it's interesting because you'd think like in that world that they wouldn't be very respectful, but they were just like, "Oh, please, ma'am, please do this if you want," and things like that, and just like and tipping, and just like no one was. I don't know. It was just interesting to me.
Compared to
Because-
like what you see on Twitch chat.
Yeah, exactly. On Twitch, Shari, you'll get literally shit on just because you have any semblance of being a female, and I think actually also people kind of like to have any kind of reason to like take away from a woman's success and just be like, oh, you only got this because you're a girl and you had to show your tits or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's
I think it's like that for women in like a lot of entertainment jobs. Honestly, like women don't do very well in comedy because men don't want to see a woman be funnier than them. It's intimidating to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
that's-
wow, you can't be better than me at this. I want to have sex with you. What the fuck?
yeah, yeah.
How can I get it up if you're so much better than me?
Yeah, and I think that is, the product of objectification, objectifying,
Power issue here.
and yeah,
Fragile
and
masculinity.
yes, that exactly.
Thank
But I
you,
guess
Jamie.
that's why, like, if things like quote titty streamers can be kind of bad, just because it then continuously perpetuates, the idea that women can only get what they want by using their bodies and their sexuality. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was gonna say, which I actually don't think there's a problem with that. I just wish that I could see other girls out there, being celebrated for, literally nothing having to do with them being a girl. Like, just celebrated as like an entertainer or someone who's really skilled or just a person.
I mean, it all has to do with representation and all that too.
Exactly.
I think it always comes back to that. Like I think about Black Panther, right? When that came out, that was hugely celebrated because Black people had this hero they could look up to. And I think about the story of this little girl who met one of the actors, and she was
I'll be right back.
yeah, no problem. And she was okay. Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, I told you I'd be right back. My thing was just messing up. You were cutting in and out for me, so
No
no
problem.
On my side.
Thank you, Keith. I think this girl.
I'm sorry.
I forgot my story. Damn.
I didn't even have to say anything, honestly. I'm sorry. I derailed it.
And this girl is like she came up to this guy, one of the actors, and she was dressed as I forgot the name off the top of my head, but she was dressed as one of the people, and like one of the Black Panther sisters, or Black Panther sister rather. And the dude couldn't help but cry because, like, wow, I had inspired this girl to do this. And like representation for sure matters, like in both in cultures and race and all that, but also again in gaming and gender as well, or whatever you identify as. It for sure matters because it makes a huge difference too. I often wonder, like, what do these people want when they go to somebody and they complain, oh man, you're showing too much? Like, do you just want them to look like a guy and just have long hair? Like, what do you actually want from this?
I'm a
streamer? Why are you
turtleneck streamer now.
Yeah. And then you'll have people that be like, oh man, she's just doing this because She doesn't want to be seen as a titty screamer, but it's all for attention. Like what can be right? Like what's right and what's wrong to you? Like
What's
if
the
you're not
male
gonna be happy,
equivalent of a titty streamer?
it's on like Pornhub, bro.
People who do
Like,
GTA role playing.
yo, you might be right.
Wait, really?
He said GTA roleplay. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever watched that on Twitch, but it is, power to all you out there that might be like doing that. I'm not trying to break anything, but that stuff is hilarious, type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. That's a tough thing as well, because I feel like we're just so, as guys, people are used to that, right? As a kid, when I grew up, you would see me be a knight, play with knights, play with dinosaurs, whatever it was, and the girls be the Barbies. I'd have a video game. My sisters would read a book, like type of thing.
The problem is, men don't have enough sexy parts, dude. That's like
it's true.
It's true. All I got is a fucking shaft, dude. You let me flex a little bit on camera,
bro. What the hell? The dick doesn't even look good. Like, what are you actually talking?
Dude, I don't know if you've never seen me tease my shaft. So you can't really make that call yet. Maybe you just take the right one.
I guess because I'm a straight male, I don't like when I look at it. I'm like,
I don't know, dude. My happy trail. Once you get to the end, it's just a little peek. Show my show my shaft cleavage.
Oh man, yeah.
Put
that up on Instagram for our. Put that up on Instagram for our viewers, please.
Now, have you guys seen this video on Twitter of a guy who's like doing rolled ice? But he's like doing like really weird, and he's trying to be like sexy.
Yes. The guy who was like saying, "Hey, girls, have this for National Girlfriend Woman Day," and he's like giving them intimate looks while gyrating his hips.
Yeah, I think that's like the equivalent.
just so what I should be doing when I'm streaming is I stare directly into my cam and I'm moving around in my chair.
Exactly.
Lay it down.
Yeah,
and I'm all close in my mic.
Some smooth jazz, dude.
Yeah, just get close to your mic and just be like,
"This is for all those 99% male out there."
Oh my god, yeah, dude, do the whole podcast in that voice.
Can you just get away from the mic so the girls can stay up?
What you're doing to me right now is crazy.
And then your wife's gonna come in like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Who the hell is this?
She's making money.
What are you talking about? She's gonna watch. She's gonna be like, "You go, boy." Oh man, it's crazy though. Yeah, it all comes down to representation. Definitely matters at the end of the day. And like again, like as a guy myself, I can't imagine certain struggles because I don't face those. I don't. Obviously, we all have the problems, bills to pay, whatever. But I don't get the same backlash as somebody. If I stream in a tank top. Or like a V-neck that's all the way drawn out to the point where you see my chest and everything. It's not even a problem.
I used to think girls were being dramatic when they talked about like fearing for their lives walking down the street, and then I realized just how much fucking stronger we are than women. It's fucking crazy. It's so unfair, dude. Like I could overpower. I think women that just have been working out for multiple years consistently. Building muscle, dude. Do
you really think that?
I'm strong.
Hold on.
I don't know about that one.
Dude, I'm so strong. You guys, look, guys, arm wrestling.
Is there anyone out there that would like to challenge that?
Dudes, like, come on. Easily. I have testosterone. It's like a fucking performance enhancer. It's biologically like designed to make me stronger than people for no reason. No investment on my own.
So you're going from a genetic level that you're just saying that you're stronger just naturally, no matter even than somebody who's trained. Type of thing. Look, I don't know, Key.
Yeah, dude. Like it's almost not even close. Like if I worked out for like a month, I think I could probably just. So
now you're Frieza. You just go work out.
Has shown an anime not taught you
look, I'm just saying, compared to like a woman who's not like on any like chemical imbalance, it's so much easier for men to gain muscle than women. That is like, it's not even comparable. It's so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's true, and not only physically. That's a great picture. But like, not only physically, but
I could take her.
In like, like in any professional sense, yeah, a girl has to work like a lot harder than a guy, and I mean, yeah, that itself is a problem, but I mean that's the problem. That's the society we live in right now, and I'm not saying it to like accept it, but I think that, one of the solutions is that we just, bring like positive attention and positive reinforcement to the women that actually step up to the plate to, try to be better.
I think it's fair to say that everyone knows men and women are different in some ways. It's not like we can be equals, but we're biologically we're built different. We're good at different things.
Right.
Men have natural male enhancers, like natural male enhancement. No, not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. But like we have a chemical in our body that makes us build muscle stronger. So the argument for women being equal in that regard is ridiculous. But women are women have better emotional intelligence and they're just better at reading people in general. And I don't know. I feel like
and they can give birth. And that's a big one.
That is pretty cool.
That's a good one.
Cool, that's a good one.
Oh, it's super cool,
bro. If I could carry something in me for 9 months and just like throw it up out, I'd be like Piccolo.
Throw it up.
That's how babies work, right? You just pee them out, and they materialize.
I can't piss them out, bro. Oh my god, no, they don't fit through that hole.
It takes a little pushing, dude. I don't know if you've ever.
I'm gonna explode it. Yeah, go on, Key. Sorry.
What do you think? That's a superpower. That is the closest that we have to a superpower. Like we're kind of strong, but women can fucking squeeze a life out of their shit.
Literally give birth. Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's insane. They actually have something inside them that is literally killing them for 9 months. You got to think about it like that. It is literally killing them for 9 months, taking its nutrients. All right, it's taking your nutrients. It's.
You made it sound weak now. You made it actually kind of like a nerf. And we do that to them. We get a parasite that sucks out their energy.
Exactly. And it takes us like 5 seconds and we go away. Like it
takes you 5 seconds. Shit.
Hold up. No, it doesn't. My wife is happy and pleased, bro. I'm talking about the actual the sperm actually going up does not take time, bro. I'm not talking about sex as it is. We're adults here. Whatever, man.
Dude,
anyway,
you don't have to defend yourself to me. I don't care.
I really don't. I'm married. I don't have to say whatever. But I'm just talking about like it's so easy for us to impregnate women, and then the fact that they just have to hold this baby inside them that grows. It is insane, man. Women really are strong. That is definitely a superpower. I agree. Power to give birth. Ooh, I would never want that power though. Oh no.
What are you saying?
Like if I could give birth with my hands and like just put my hands down, and when I lift them up, baby me's come out, and I can make an army of me's. Sure, but 9 months of
I'm not
9 months of holding them inside. That's what
I don't think I'm equipped. If I had the right gear, I think I could do it.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't have the hips for it.
No, that's okay.
I really don't have the child birthing hips. That's true, or the vagina. But yeah, that's it.
There's one of the main components, huh?
It is. But yeah, representation is important.
That's what it all comes back to.
That is what it all comes back to.
No, and well, even though we are biologically different, like male and female, the equality is more so for the respect part of it.
Yes, agreed. Now, going off that, I was raised to not hit a woman, right? That's how my mother raised me, right? That's how that woman raised me, my loving mother. So I was raised to not hit a woman, and I said that again because Key. But so
this time.
And however, as I'm growing up, I understand I would never physically lay hands on a woman, but not out of anger, right? But
what?
In self-defense.
Oh yeah. Oh baby, yeah.
In self-defense, I can't say like I fold them like a chair.
Like a chair.
I can't say that.
Fold them like a chair.
But
and sometimes that's acceptable.
This is interesting too because me personally, I would definitely defend myself, right? And to some people that'd be seen as a coward, right? Like you're this guy, especially if the woman's smaller, right? You're this guy and you beat up on this defenseless girl, but like from my perspective, this girl is coming at me with a knife, right? What am I supposed to say? Just fold over and just take it? Like
you're supposed to fold them up like a goddamn chair.
Yeah. No, I do think that I would say everyone always has the right to defend themselves.
Yeah, because I think in terms of being equal, you do have the right. But I'm not saying go around punching the hell out of women or men or doing. You don't do that. You don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, don't do that.
And that's not
But-
self-defense.
Hey,
That's
you,
just
you know the
being a
woman
dick.
that cut her husband's dick off?
Oh my god.
You know her? You know what I'm talking about?
No, and I'm glad I don't.
Yeah, it's
Something
me,
Bobbitt?
it's Alex.
No, I don't know that.
There was a big fucking movement for in support of her that was I found completely fucking
Appalling.
what the hell?
I saw that. I saw that story on
That's
Twitter.
like I don't know how to even wrap my head around it, but I know personally a woman that was like condoning it and embracing it like that's part of some sort of power that she derived from it. She's like, yes, queen, cut.
Oh my god,
fucking
slay!
dick off.
Key,
Dick in your
Snatch
pocket.
his weave and his dick.
Key, it was Lorena Bobbitt, and basically she cut off her husband's penis with a knife while he was in bed, after coming out and saying that she was allegedly raped, beaten, and sodomized for years. And years after the incident, her husband was convicted of beating 2 other women and theft.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not saying, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. Cut off his dick.
Cut it off. But look, I don't think
the
it's
balls.
ever defensible. Obviously, it's not defensible to rape anybody. Okay, that doesn't need to be spoken. But it's also equally not acceptable to cut someone's dick off while they're sleeping. You know, I mean, you're gonna make that call. You know, just make the right call instead. I think to
911.
to report. You know, I mean, and I guess it's look, it's a difficult thing to do. I'm not trying to undermine the victims here, but like,
Right.
if you're already making the decision, like, this, I don't know, maybe it was in a passionate, heat of the moment thing, but it's not like he was right then doing anything, so it's hard that to make that argument that it was like in the heat of the moment. He was sleeping.
I mean,
But also, what do you have to use to cut off a dick while someone's sleeping where they don't just wake up? My dick would be halfway off, and I'd be up in a fucking uproar.
In this instance, an 8-inch kitchen knife.
My
Oh,
God.
it's kitchen knife.
God.
Oh my god, I'm thinking steak knife or something. What do you call a kitchen knife?
A kitchen knife.
That took some sawing. That's all I'm saying. I don't know how sharp you guys' kitchen knives are.
Bro, I use a butter knife. Like, what the hell?
Motherfucker, she said she had to saw it. I don't know. I think he was weirdly into it for a second and had his regrets. That's just not based on anything. Just off of what little I know.
well, actually, I think that is the problem with how the media portrays oppression and how we were talking about before, how people end up identifying with oppression, because then it creates like outrage and people like I don't know if I want to say like they want to be outraged, but it's like they'd rather be outraged over something and then find their vengeance and then like identify to that narrative than anything else. And I think a lot of that has to do with the way the media covers any kinds of stories.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely, especially like now, like at first I'm like, oh my God, that's grotesque. I'm a guy, right? So at first I'm gonna identify with the man, but then after hearing what I said, like if I'm in that situation, after hearing what they said, like if I'm in that situation, like what could I do, right? If that was, God forbid, my dad doing that to my mom, I'd definitely run over there and cut off his dick. Like the type of thing that's just
right.
what it is. Like it's really hard, especially
Why
to
wouldn't she
not
kill
let
him?
emotions. I don't know that either. Like, but honestly, I think that's a pain worse than death, bro. Like real talk. Like,
I don't know, dude. They reattached it pretty phenomenal. I'm impressed with how they reattached nerve endings and stuff, and he was able to get boners and shit normally.
It took 9 hours to reattach, and he eventually ended up becoming a porn star.
Yeah, he did
Afterwards.
porn
What?
afterwards.
What?
He did porn.
Wait,
Yes,
so then
he did porn afterwards, yes.
So then this guy didn't even get any justice
trouble?
for the things that.
I mean,
Yeah,
neither of them got any kind of. They both went to court for, I think, separate.
Yeah,
times.
they went to court
And neither
and
of them got-
counseling to find out about their how volatile their relationship was.
Seems like the consensus was, an eye for an eye.
That's ridiculous. That is actually
For a
ridiculous.
dick for a dick.
Yeah,
I don't know.
dick for a dick.
I don't know about
You know,
that.
he took her dick. Whatever. I wonder if they lost a little bit of the dick though in the transplant process.
Obviously
like,
not. He became a porn star.
I mean, but I think that was more for just the notoriety. Like the it might have been a gimmick. I think. Look, we got the dickless guy to fucking be in porn. Okay, but I mean, what I'm saying is they couldn't have like reattached it with 100% of the dick remaining intact, right? He had to lose a little bit of dick in the cutting process.
And
Thank you for having me picture that.
Even regardless of that, like, he wasn't convicted of this incident, and she was found not guilty of assault, but he went on multiple, like, afterwards, he was convicted of multiple other different battery and crimes and theft, and to the point where the last time anybody heard about him, he was severely injured when he broke his neck in 2014 in a car accident. But that was after multiple different arrests, and from what I'm looking at, 1998, 99, 2003, 2004, and so on and so forth.
So he continued to do things, but was not actually convicted for it. So he kept getting away with it. That's.
If I'm getting my dick reattached, I'm asking for a little extra in the middle.
Thank you, Keith.
Like, look, guys, I'm in so much pain. I got to get something out of this.
Well, I don't know. It's like this is so weird because like, this story is actually pretty fucked up.
It is. It on both sides. Like I don't understand.
I think
like,
there's
how...
a documentary about it on Netflix, possibly. Not sponsored.
And I think that's like another thing is that like since we naturally attach to narratives, I feel like a lot of people are attaching to, like the bad narratives, and I actually think we shouldn't be like publicly naming people and what they've done and like continuously immortalize their name. I feel like that actually is what makes things even more negative.
So do you believe that people shouldn't be like publicly shamed until proof is?
I believe that 100%.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I know that a lot of people fear public shame, but it's just like I don't know. I think there's just something about just.
I think it's been proven too many times that it's not reliable. Like the people that public shame have often it comes out that they've been found not guilty, and then their life still they still have to face the consequences of public outrage.
Yeah, the whole thing recently that happened with Johnny Depp, where he was, and he has, I think his wife or ex-wife, probably ex-wife now, because she like cut off his finger, like a part of it or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Apparently, the story was he was abusing her, but it came out that she was abusing him, and there's like a picture of him with part of his finger off and like beat ups and scratches. So like people did a whole 180. 360. What's the turn that they turned around? They turned
360.
They were no scoping. They were no scoping.
360 brings you back to where you were.
The full 360.
Them boys were no scoping. But yeah, like the way the public thought about it completely shifted after, and I think that's just like insane. Like publicly shaming this man, and then it turns out he was a victim the whole time. Yeah, I don't know. I think that everything's just so tough, right? Like going back to that other story too. Like I don't even know personally who I'm supposed to feel bad for. Obviously, I feel bad for the woman because of what happened, right? But I also feel bad for the men because I'm a man, and I feel bad for what happened too. And I feel like justice should have been served differently. I feel like he should have gotten his hell to pay in jail versus like that type of thing.
Okay, but also I don't want to be that guy. But he was never convicted, and we're not 100% sure that he raped her. Okay?
That's true too.
She could have just been crazy, and that's a good case for a lawyer to make.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe
I don't want to be that guy, of course. Like I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Well, then maybe in that sense, then that's why we should be leaving the judgment to like the actual
judge and jury.
System.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just gotta trust it, even though at times
I feel like I think it works more often than it doesn't. But then whenever it doesn't, you hear a lot about it. Like, oh, the big problem with the justice. Like, okay, a few people are going to get out. But I think it's better that some people get away with shit than innocent people getting locked up. Like, that's preferable to me.
Of course, you take an entire life away. Yeah, that stuff is tough. I couldn't imagine. There's a guy who was convicted for 20-something years, found out innocent, came back, and he was like, what are these phones? Why are people wearing their pants so tight? Like, what's happening? Like, there was like a whole documentary.
Pants so tight.
I mean, it's crazy, bro. You go in 20 years ago, man. You come out. Everybody used to wear baggy pants back then.
Look like they melted you
And-
down and poured you into them jeans, boy.
Okay.
And see, that's like the power of the masses, and like why controlling the masses is such a like a big power to have, and any kind of systemic oppression or anything having to do with breaking or making a system is it's just so like it's just interesting.
This could segue into a different discussion, but I
It
do want
really
to say
Yeah,
I
sorry.
don't know how long we've been going, and I don't know how much time you guys have.
I mean, we could definitely do it for another one as well. Like, I was actually just thinking that as well. I was like, what the hell? It's 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's late for you guys.
Ah.
Well, did you guys have any more questions for like the girl gaming side then?
Is there anything you wanted to share more so about the girl gaming side? I think that's like my reverse question.
Yeah, and I guess I kind of said this earlier, but I think
You got a
The best way-
You got a two-parter episode?
well, I imagine you guys were gonna maybe cut out the stuff that wasn't in case you guys wanted to keep it organized.
Yeah, we're
I
totally
don't
gonna
care.
do that.
Yeah.
No, I don't care. I don't. I mean, it's your guys' thing, but
They're gonna hear about us saying dicks, okay, in this girl.
okay, cool. I don't care.
If you said anything problematic, we'll just have to get canceled for it.
Wow, yeah. Pokeaim is canceled.
That's
No.
that's a good segue into exactly what I was going to talk about. Fucking outrage culture and canceling people. Okay?
Yeah.
You can't fucking
Man,
do
that's
that.
a whole
I don't,
thing.
I don't
Like-
agree with it. And 0% of chance, like if cases do, I think it's an acceptable like alternative to just giving them some kind of fair case.
Yeah, no. I also am like anything having to do with the psychology of like the masses and the way society is. I love discussing that stuff. So yeah, I would probably end up talking about it forever too.
So we could definitely have you back on another episode, though. I would still love to hear what you had to say about
Oh yeah.
that.
No, I was just gonna say I think the best way to actually like help girl gamers and not in the way like in those stories that I told you guys about previously is just, support the people you want to support. Like it doesn't have to be a girl, it doesn't have to be a guy, but if there's a girl that you like for whatever reason, be it they're attractive or they have, a very ample bosom or just that they're funny or whatever it is, just support the people you want to support and be loud about supporting them. Obviously don't like bother them, but if you're on social media, then show them support on their social posts or follow or donate or subscribe or whatever. I think people just in general just need to be more supportive of each other.
Yeah, I agree. Whether you're a guy, girl, whoever, doesn't matter. Definitely support who you like, care about. Stuff helps, man. That's just how it is. Especially someone who has, like myself and you, who has such a big presence on social media, right? Who at times may have even lived off it, right? That stuff is important. So I agree completely.
Yep.
Okay, you okay back there, bro? Yeah. Did the stapler hit you, bro?
No, I'm good. I got distracted for a second with it, but I just took off my shirt and now we're back on track.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you,
Showing
bro.
off that dad bod.
You gotta give it some hair,
There's a process to it.
If you don't keep it right, then it's gonna become more than a dad. You don't want to take advance past that.
I'm gonna take control of this right now, Alex. Is there anything else that you have coming up or talking about that you want people to know, whether it be an event, a specific stream, or something you're gonna be at? Is there something that you want to say for the end to wrap it up? Obviously.
Yeah. Speaking about being supportive of other people, that's actually something that is really important to me. Like, I really love to be supportive of my friends and of talent in general and helping people find their potential. Because, honestly, I personally believe everybody has potential to do whatever they want. I mean, we're humans. We can accomplish so many good things, like so many things. And I like to use my platform on Twitch and on Twitter to be able to support the people that I think, that I believe need more support. And so this year I actually started something called Underdog, and it's not really like a very official thing yet, but I pretty much just every month pick out a streamer and gift them some subs and just like be a little bit active in their chat and keep giving them shout outs and throw up a post about them just to give them a little bit more exposure. And even though it might not be so huge yet, I really want to see this project like actually become something more. So, oh yeah, thanks.
That's awesome. Man. That's cool.
So the best way to follow that is just my Twitter.
Shout yourself
my
out.
pin.
Every platform. What we got?
Twitter is @feelsradman, and then my Twitch is just twitch.tv/radpuppy.
And of course, our YouTube daily uploads.
Oh no!
I actually have an
been a
upload here,
while.
guys. If you'd like to see that.
Oh wait, can I tell the story really quick? Actually,
You can go for it. Go ahead.
yeah, you remember you and Kenny.
Yeah.
Are like the reasons why I started on YouTube,
E-
because you guys were the ones encouraging me to upload a video, and then I have like my very first Pokemon Showdown video, and it's really really awkward. But
I think it was Pokemon Online, even not even Showdown.
And we did one on Pokemon Online.
Oh,
my first was on
Ooh.
Showdown, and it was because you and Kenny like really encouraged me to do it.
Hey, that's sick though. But then you ended up taking up Twitch, and then
Yeah, oh yeah.
going where you did.
But still, YouTube was like one of the best times of my life because I really like to create. So I want to go back to it, but just not yet.
Not yet. There's no better time than now. It's the time. All right.
Sooner,
Thank you,
for sure.
Key.
Look,
Thank you, Key.
I'm just trying to get it back. All right. Look,
The fairy god.
I subscribed so long ago.
Oh.
I did not get my fix.
Where is my content?
It's been so long. I've saw like 2 uploads.
Well,
since
there's a
I
new
subbed.
Pokemon coming out,
Sword and Shield. Yeah, for sure.
so maybe
Definitely.
you'll see me then.
Who knows?
We'll have to find out, guys. And you know how you'll find out? By checking out her links
All right.
down below.
Nice.
So, Key, would you like to? Because I know you're trying to get it back. Do you want to do the outro, bro?
Do I ever, dude?
Go for it.
No, I don't. I don't have anything planned. Dude. Well, we'll do it in post. Follow me, of course,
Okay.
at Key Trinity on Twitter. It's on the screen. It's been on there the whole time.
The whole time.
But look,
I mean, something-
maybe they're listening elsewhere. I mean, who knows?
That's true.
It's a
That's
podcast.
true.
There was nothing very visually stimulating. Probably in a different tab, you know?
It's true. They might be on that Plexstorm site.
Exactly that.
I'm gonna check it out
Alright.
later. Honestly.
It was Radpuppy, probably on YouTube. Is that the correct name for the YouTube?
I thought it was Ratadactyl.
There's so many.
It used to be Radadactyl, but I think I made the Vanity Feels Radman as well.
Oh,
It's like
Okay.
YouTube/C/Feels Radman.
nice.
And
All right. Well, you want to check me out, Tuki? You want to advertise me? No, I don't get it.
no, I
It's
was
just
gonna
what-
shout out the Thousand Dreams Fund once again. They forgot.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
please,
damn! Make me feel like a jerk. My bad.
All right, you can.
Yeah, they're 1,000 Dreams. $1,000dreamsfund.org, and then they have 1,000 Dreams Fund is their Twitter @ and they also stream too. Twitch.tv/1,000dreamsfund.
Every dollar raised or donated through our hashtag Streams for Dreams charity event helps fund our new Twitch broadcaster, her grant. No sponsorship, by the way. No sponsorship. But yeah, obviously, guys, go ahead and check them out. All them links will be down below. We will see you guys next time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great one.
Bye. Wait, do I say bye?